Hey, what's happening guys? This is Sukesh. Today I'm gonna do a very interesting speed and RAM management test in between these two Samsung flagships. The device on my left hand is of course Samsung Galaxy S9 with just 4GB RAM. Until last year I thought, well, 4GB is enough for a smartphone until I compared this S9 with S9 Plus, which packs 6GB of RAM, and I have come to the conclusion you do need 6GB RAM for a smartphone which is a flagship with really graphics intensive UI and also quad HD plus resolution display, high performance cameras and also loads of software features. I think it's a mistake to put just 4GB RAM on a 58,000 rupees Samsung flagship. I mean, everything is same except for the RAM, which is actually not reasonable to me. Some people are saying you need the extra RAM on the S9 Plus for the dual cameras to process, but in this speed test and especially in the RAM management test, I will show you S9 is actually much inferior to S9 Plus. I mean, smartphones in 11-12,000 rupees price category feature 4GB RAM nowadays. It's a shame that S9 is still stuck at 4GB RAM. This might be for boosting the battery, and also 4GB RAM is actually enough for multitasking up to 2 or 3 games, or might be 5 or 6 moderate applications. But if you open too many applications, then there is a good chance S9 will struggle. I will show you that in this video. I want to let you know that I have set the maximum resolution. Since I'm paying top price for these devices, I want the full resolution. These phones should be able to handle everything at the highest resolution. Otherwise, I can buy other smartphones with FHD plus resolution at half the price tag. Now in Antutu benchmark, as you can see, S9 Plus actually scores slightly higher, though the difference is really small. In 3D Mark Gamers benchmark also, S9 Plus is the winner, but of course both S9 and S9 Plus are two of the most powerful devices in the market right now. Now without any further ado, let's get started with this speed test. I have exactly the same amount of apps and games on both these devices to make this test as fair as possible. Let's start with the boot test. No need to say they switched off exactly at the same time. Now let's power on the devices. Well, S9 booted slightly faster than S9 Plus, so S9 is the winner. Next, I wanna do a fingerprint scanner speed test. You have the sensors at the back, so well, I think they are almost simultaneous. Let's try few times more. Let's switch hands, and beyond doubt there is no difference in speed. There you go. Next, I'm gonna try some system and third-party apps before I show you the games. Here on the dialer, I think S9 Plus was momentarily faster. There we have the messaging application, and it's a draw of course. Then we have the cameras, and this time S9 is quicker. The next app I wanna try is the gallery, and though both were very close, I think S9 Plus was momentarily faster. Next, let's also check the Play Store, and S9 Plus was quicker to respond. There we have the Samsung Internet browser, and let's open our website gadgetsportal.in. Once again, S9 is quicker on the browser. Well, I feel the browser on the S9 Plus is kind of laggy. Now I wanna try the YouTube application. S9 Plus was faster. Let's also check the Chrome browser. It's opening our website that I have already shown you. I think it's a draw, both are almost simultaneous. Next, I'm gonna try some third-party apps. Here I have some Photoshop application. This Photoshop Sketch is taking some time on the S9. Let's try a few more apps before we conclude. Here we have Photoshop Mix. And once again, S9 Plus was slightly faster. Next we have Adobe Lightroom. and it's a draw of course. Next I want to check Adobe Photoshop Fix. Though they were very close, S9 Plus might be a millisecond faster. Next I want to also check these shopping applications, Flipkart, then we have the Amazon application. Once again S9 Plus is leading the test. I have few more apps, some tech news applications, and here on the Cnet application, well, as usual S9 Plus is leading, so in almost all the applications S9 is somewhat slower than S9 Plus. Well, this time on the Epic application S9 actually beats S9 Plus. The last application is Cnet today, and let's see what happens. Both are taking some time. Well, there you go. So these are the system and third-party apps, and in most of the cases S9 Plus is actually faster than S9. So you get a bigger display, dual camera setup at the back, 2GB extra RAM, and also slightly faster user interface. Now what about gaming? Well, this is the real question, and let me show you. Let's start with Six Guns. It's a semi-high-end game, and looks like S9 Plus is leading. There you go. S9 is considerably slower. Let me show you a few more games. Let's try Pokemon Go, which takes some time to load. Let's see what happens. Both are taking some time. Looks like S9 Plus is the winner and S9 is still stuck. Next I wanna try a medium graphics game. It's Subway Surfers, and well, this time S9 loaded the game just few moments before S9 Plus. Now it's time for the real hardcore games. There we have Asphalt 8. As I expected, it's faster on the bigger Samsung flagship. The next game I have here is Brothers in Arms 3. It's a really graphics intensive game. And as usual, you have S9 Plus loading the game before S9. Though S9 was really very close. Next, I want to check Temple Run 2. There you go, it's ready on S9 Plus before S9. So without any doubt, we can say S9 Plus is actually considerably faster than S9. Though they share the same CPU and GPU, you get 2GB extra RAM on S9 Plus. Let me show you the free RAM right now. As you can see, the used RAM on S9 is 1.4GB, whereas 2.7GB is used on S9 Plus. That means you have more apps running in the background, more apps in the RAM of S9 Plus. Let me show you the running or active applications, and surely you have much more applications on the S9 Plus. Let me open the recent applications to check. There are so many applications open. 6GB RAM might not be enough for all these apps. Let's try with the gallery, and both S9 and S9 Plus reloaded this application, which is quite reasonable. Let's try to reload the Samsung internet browser, and both are reloading as expected. Let's try the Adobe applications, and there was a slight delay on both devices. So looks like this heavy games kicked out most of the apps I have opened. Let's move forward to a more recent application. Here we have Flipkart, and S9 reloaded. S9 Plus still has it in the RAM. Epic is also reloading on S9, so I'm really sorry to say the RAM management of S9 is not that good. Next, I wanna try the games. I don't have much expectation for S9. Let's try with Six Guns, and as expected, S9 is capable of holding this graphics intensive game in the RAM. That is, if you're gaming and if you switch to different other applications, your gaming progress might be lost. I really don't know why Samsung crippled this S9. I mean, the price difference is not much, just 7,000 rupees. In the US it's $840 versus $720, that is $120 price difference. As expected, Subway Surfers is also reloading on S9, so you get a single camera at the back, smaller battery, smaller display, and the RAM is also less. S9 is practically Galaxy S8 with a slightly improved camera. If you are already using an S8 and considering upgrading to S9, just don't do that. You can also buy S8 instead of S9 and save money. But if you are still into this year's Samsung flagships, just buy S9 Plus. As you can see, Asphalt 8 is also ready on S9 Plus and S9 is reloading. So the 6GB RAM on S9 Plus is not for just show, it's really very useful. If you are paying top price, you should get the top hardware. Overall, S9 Plus is an amazing Android smartphone to buy. It gets everything right, but if you are into a smaller device, then I'm really afraid to say S9 does not justify the price tag and also being the flagship of Samsung. The price of S9 should be around 50,000 rupees, I think. Well, that's all in this speed test. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you are into these smartphones, you know which one to buy. Check the description below for more interesting videos on these Samsung flagships. This is Sukesh signing off. Have a nice day, guys.